you.
Bruce,
Yes.
would you like to say something in German first? And
I think I just said something in German.
Okay.
I'm not sure. But yes. Yeah, good morning. Guten Morgen. We'll talk some more, and then I'll try to throw some German in there.
And I'm going to start with the first question, if that's okay.
Yes.
Bruce, there's a very nice line in the movie, and it basically says, with age comes a certain perspective in life. Taking that sentence and focusing on the movie, what was the perspective and the initial spark that made you say yes to R.E.D?
When I first read the script of R.E.D, I liked it. It was an interesting story. The only other person that was attached to it was Carl Urban, was the guy who plays the bad CIA guy. And then this very unique, novel thing happened that a lot of movie stars signed up to do the film. It really became about that. The film really became about how many big name actors got in the film and wanted to work on the film, and that really drove the story. What was the second part of your question?
No, that was the perfect answer to the question that I had, basically. No, the initial spark that basically... No, I quoted a line from the movie saying, with age comes a certain perspective in life.
Yes, and everyone that, all these actors who signed up for the film all had their own perspective and all were old enough to have a perspective. I think everybody here knows younger kids that haven't quite formed their perspective yet. So it was good to work with a group of people that had perspective.
So what was the vibe like? I mean, Helen Mirren, Morgan Freeman, who you've worked with before, and all the others?
It was just fun. Everybody was kind of fans of each other, so it was really exciting for me and exciting to work with Helen Mirren and Richard Dreyfuss and Ernest Borgnine and all the actors that I got to work with.
Cool. Thank you very much. First question, gentleman right there. Second row.
Excuse me, it's a technical question. Could you possibly put Mr. Willis's microphone on the other side of the jacket, because the sound quality is like... That's way better.
I will do, while I have this microphone up though, what I will do is tell you that I thought I was going to be sitting behind one of those tables with the curtain in the front. I would have worn different socks if I'd have known that. But I got dressed in...
You want my socks? You can change socks if you want.
That's very nice of you. That's very nice of you. How often do you get that offer? I'll stay with these, but I just saw them and I went, whoa. Yeah. But yeah, how about that?
Would be great.
Any better?
I hope so. Thank you
how
very
about
much.
if I do this?
Yeah.
I gotta.
And
I'll see what I can do, or I'll speak up.
The question would be: did you, for yourself, ever felt like maybe retired but extremely dangerous?
Did I feel if retiring is extremely dangerous?
Or retired, if you felt yourself like retired but extremely dangerous?
No. Not yet. I don't. I think they cast the wrong guy. Don't you think they needed a guy that was actually just hold it? Or maybe I could get that microphone.
Yeah, we're going to get a microphone for you.
But maybe it was.
What about this one?
It's going to make it easier. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, welcome to Las Vegas.
No, I think. Wait, give him a second. The technician is in the back. He's going to do it. Nee?
Hey.
Yes. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Las Vegas. I'm sorry. Let's start over. What's the question? No, your question, sir.
My question just was, according to the title of the movie, if you felt for yourself ever in your life retired but extremely dangerous.
No, I am extremely not dangerous. But it's a cool title for a film. It's an interesting title. When we first started making this film, they didn't have the explanation of the title. It was just called R.E.D. R.E.D. So that's what I would tell people. But certainly don't feel ready to retire. Don't feel ready to retire.
Okay, next question, gentleman right here in the first row, and then we're moving on to the right.
Hi,
Hi.
I'm Marcus.
Marcus, sorry.
But how?
What's happening, man? Where'd you go to school?
Berlin.
Kid. Berlin, yeah. Anybody out there you want to say hi to?
Hey. How do you feel having a job you're not forced to retire? You could do the job till the end.
I feel really lucky. I think you're exactly right. I think actors get a break that not many people in the world get, and that is you get to work past the time you're 65. Do they have that law here that if you're 65 you have to retire from your jobs? Well,
67.
67. The problem is that they've made human beings, they've given human beings the ability to live longer than that and be functional way past 67. So they're going to have to change the rules or something, because there are a lot more people that do feel that it's unfair to be bumped out of a job, simply because of your age. But I'm lucky. I'm going to be working until it's just a bag of bones, and I'll talk like this. Rolling, and I'll just do one little thing. I'll fire one last bullet, is what I'll do, and that'll be the end of it. Die Hard 212. That's right.
Bruce, on this side to the right.
Sock guy again.
Socks. What's up, Socks?
What up, dude? Well, my question is, in the movie, Frank and Sarah, they got their first date. We can call it date. And it's really terrible. Do you remember a terrible first date in your life? Did you have like a really bad first date in your life? Can you tell me about it?
I will tell you every detail.
Right now, please.
Later.
Okay, so my question is if you can...
But I will tell you about it. Yes, of course. I don't know if it was a first date, but I've had bad dates. Yes.
How many?
I don't know.
And what was the baddest thing ever
More than one.
in a date? Like something happened or...
Realizing that you don't have that you don't have anything to say to the person sitting across from you.
You didn't have anything to say in a date?
Nothing nice.
Bruce Willis was like... Oh.
Even Bruce Willis.
Really?
Can you imagine?
So,
Okay.
if you can plan, a perfect date, what would you do? What would you plan for a perfect first date?
Going to the movies.
No cameras.
No cameras? So we meet afterwards, first date, after that, you and me, like having...
Me and you go on a date?
Probably. And our socks?
Doubtful.
Okay, thank you.
Let's
Thank
move
you.
on to the next gentleman over there in the back, fourth row.
Hi. I'm Stefan. Hi, Bruce. Nice to meet you. I have a two-word review of the movie. Pardon my French. Fuck yeah. I really enjoyed it. I think it's awesome. And I was thinking, with the cast and the script that lured you to the project, but do you remember your fuck yeah moment on that show where you thought like, yeah, we have it?
Yes, as I said earlier, I think I signed up for the film long before any of the other big actors got involved with it. It was brought to me by the producer, Lorenzo de Bonaventura, and we had talked about it for about a year, and the studio was trying to decide whether they were going to make it or not. And once they did, that was when the avalanche of movie stars showed up. But that was a fuck yeah moment. The idea of being able to work with Mary Louise Parker and Carl Urban and Ernest Borgnine, and Richard Dreyfuss and Morgan Freeman and John Malkovich and Mary Louise Parker and Julian McMahon and Brian Cox and Helen Mirren and Rebecca Pidgeon, and I think that's it. I'm sure there's someone I left out of that list, but yeah, it became about the actors in it and how much fun that was. James Remar. I'll just shout him out. I'll just blurt names out. Fuck yeah. Is it okay if we cuss on your radio show?
Yes, absolutely.
Good. Yes, yes. Hi.
Question from the lady.
Hello, my name is Frauke from Radio Berlin.
Hi.
How was it? I know you. We all know you may speak German a little bit. How was it to work with a German director? Did he talk German to you, to him, or was maybe you can?
Sometimes, just really, just conversational stuff like "How you doing today?" and there was a lot to do on that film, and we mostly talked about the work. And the biggest question I had for him every day, and I think all the actors had, because we shot it out of sequence, was, what the fuck are we doing today? What are we doing today? And he's very organized, and Robert Schwenke is a very good storyteller. And have you heard about the film? It's doing really well in the States. It just opened last weekend, so I think he did a really good job with it.
So there are special German virtues you could figure out with that German director?
He has a very ordered sense of mind. He had a lot to keep in his head, and he got it all done. Yeah, he did, some of the actors also spoke German with him, but not every day. I need to come here and shoot a film, and then I'll speak German every day and be forced to speak German every day.
Bruce,
yes.
It's another graphic novel adaptation that you've been a part of. What's so special about these kind of stories that you dig and that you like?
It's there seem to be a lot more graphic novels. I didn't know that they even existed 10 years ago. They show up with their own sense of drama or melodrama. In this case, R.E.D was represented the first act of the film, and then the guy who wrote it, Warren Ellis, needed someone to fill that in and fill that story in, and there really wasn't much of what the film ultimately turned out to be in the original graphic novel.
It was, I mean, the graphic novel has 66 pages, and this is an almost two-hour movie. So what was added, and how was it done? I mean, would you say that it stayed true to the storyline, or has it, become more of a dramedy, comedy thing?
No, I think it stayed true to the first act of the story, and that is about a guy that is an ex-CIA guy who was retired, and someone's trying to kill him, and he takes exception with that, and now he's going to go and find the guys who tried to kill him. That's about as far as that story went. So, yes, a lot of it had to be filled in, and really it's the interpretation of someone's 67 pages to show a film that's almost 2 hours long. So yeah, and then we got all those other actors. So it was really a lot to do.
Talking about the vibe, because you said it earlier, that it was great to have all these other actors on the project. Was there a lot of ad-libbing or something that basically became fun and that you added to your role or to a certain scene that you really enjoyed?
I think all actors change the words sometimes to make them fit in their mouths, so it sounds like you're speaking slang. But we didn't. While we didn't change much of the story, we didn't change any of the elements of the story. Yes, that goes on all the time. That you would drop a couple words or add a couple words just to make it sound cool, because that's all we're trying to do. Really, is just trying to trying to be cool in these chairs up here.
With the socks.
These fucking socks.
No, I think they look cool.
Thank you.
And they're red. I mean, they're matching the...
Well, there you go. That's why I wore them. They're red.
Bruce, one other thing, because, I mean, there are a couple of really amazing scenes in it. My favorite is the one where you basically do the 360, get out of the car, and start shooting straight away. And the other one is the fight with Carl. How was that staged? I mean, how long did that take to actually do the fighting sequence with Carl, and how much, did you get worked up for doing it?
Carl and I worked on that. We trained for it we both on our own trained for it for a couple months just to get strong enough so you don't get hurt. We worked on the fight itself, on the choreography for 2 weeks, and it took about 9 days to shoot. The main thing is that you have to work the next day and maybe do another scene, so you have to do it so it looks real. And is that for me?
Yeah.
And no?
Someone's calling about these socks.
Call the socks. Where can you get these socks? J. Crew.
No, the fight.
But the fight scene was. They kept saying, "Well, we're going to cut it down. We're going to cut it down. We're not going to. It's not a really. This film is not about action and fighting." And then they went back and put some more of it in. But contact was made. I mean, we tried to be as safe as we could, but we did
kind of
beat each other up a little bit. But I like the scene. It's a good fight scene. What was your other question?
No, that was the question that I had. And the other one was basically about the 360 in the car when you get out.
I'm very proud of that scene. It's a scene that has never been in a film before. It's never been done. It's something that when we were rehearsing the film, I said, wouldn't it be cool if I just, while the car is still spinning, just step out of the car and start firing the gun? And the stunt guys all got up and said, we can't do that because you won't be safe. And they ended up being able to do it with digital filming. So it does look cool, but I don't think I was ever in any danger.
You do look cool.
Looks
question over there.
Yes.
And then.
Hi. All cool sequences, great. The fight with Carl Urban and the car thing. Two of my favorite scenes were the one with Ernest Borgnine, because I thought he's not retired but something else. And where did you find him? It's awesome to see him on the big screen. And how was it?
It was great. It was really amazing. I grew up watching Ernest Borgnine in films and on television. And he's just great. I mean, he's just like he looks on film, and he really is 93 years old. And they had led us to believe that, we have to go fast because we have to finish Mr. Borgnine by a certain point. But he was ready to shoot all day. He does other films still. He still works, and he lives in Los Angeles. And if you have a film for him, I'm sure he'd like to hear from you. But he's a really sweet guy. We just sat around and, just shot the shit all day long about Marty and From Here to Eternity and films like that.
Another question from the gentleman over here.
Hi.
Bruce, my
Hi.
name's Peter from ZDF. There
Hi.
are a lot of international movie stars that are shooting right now here in Berlin. Would you consider filming in Berlin once, and what kind of movie could that be?
I would most definitely consider filming here. I've said it a lot. Every time I come here, I say I want to work here. It's a great city, and it's a great look and a great city to shoot in. It doesn't really matter to me what it is. But yes, I would work here. So I am available for work in Berlin.
Lady here in the front row.
Thank you. When you play in a movie, it's every time you play another role, and it's like customized. And in 2 weeks is Halloween. Do you have a craziest Halloween dress? or do you remember the craziest Halloween dress you ever seen?
I can't remember much. But for about 10 years I had the same Halloween costume every year.
And what was
Want to
it?
hear it? I had a little military hat on, and I put a Band-Aid over my eye, and that was it.
Okay. Wow.
Question over there from the gentleman,
Worked.
over there in the corner.
Yes.
Hi, it's Martin from DPA, Deutsche Presseagentur. First of all, I like your haircut. It's pretty cool.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Well, my question is, we heard some German words from you. I would love to hear you speaking Chinese again.
Yeah, good luck. I just learned that phrase for the film. I don't speak Chinese.
What a pity. Thanks.
It is a pity. I was talking to my youngest daughter, who was 16 years old, and she was complaining about her hair because she has really long hair and how long it takes to wash and everything. And I said, if you just cut your hair like mine, then you'll be done in 5 minutes, and you can go out and do what you want to do, and you have so much extra time in your life. No one really knows why some men lose their hair, and no one can explain it. But maybe what it really means is that we have other more important things to do than to worry about our hairstyle and worry about.
We save so much money. Thank you.
So much money. So much.
Okay, the last two questions for today. Gentleman right here, and then gentleman over here in the second row, please.
Hello, Bruce. Patrick from Spree Radio.
Hey.
You've worked with Morgan Freeman now and Helen Mirren, Samuel L. Jackson, and numerous of other stars. Is there anybody you'd like to work with in the future? And in what project, if anything, would it be?
I don't know what it would be, but there are a lot of actors that I would still like to work with. I'd like to work with Daniel Day-Lewis. I'd like to work with. I would work with any of these actors from R.E.D again. They're all really great and fun. I'd like to work with Al Pacino. I'd like to work with Julia Roberts. It's a longer list, but...
Okay, last question. Letzte Frage zum Film.
Yes. My name is Thomas from Tagesspiegel. Just a short question. Who is your favorite comic hero? And why?
I like Superman. I like flying. I don't know if he actually flies or his legs are so strong that he could just jump off the ground. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But if I had to pick one, yeah, I'd say Superman.
Okay. Bruce.
Okay.
Thank you so much for being here. Meine Damen und Herren, vielen Dank für die Frage. Nächstes Mal versuchen wir das nochmal mit den Telefonen. Have a wonderful day. R.E.D. kommt am 28. Oktober in die Kinos und wir freuen uns darauf, wenn Sie reingehen. Danke Ihnen. Tschüss, schönen Tag.
Danke für alles. Very nice. Thank you.